I love this symbol because it is a constant reminder to myself of who I truly am, or what I truly am, when I stop listening to the limitations self-imposed by my mind. And within all of us is an infinite wellspring of all that you could possibly want. Yeah, I genuinely mean it. Within all of us is an infinite wellspring of peace, joy, contentment, love, bliss, whatever you want to call it. And it is our true self, our true nature. Yet, most people, unfortunately, aren't experiencing that on a permanent basis. Now, it is permanently you already, but if we aren't experiencing it permanently, why might that be the case? Well, when we go through our life, we start to form conclusions, form beliefs. We come to conclusions, we form beliefs, and we start to make sense of our world. You know, when I was age 3, I was at my nursery, kindergarten nursery, and it was Christmas time, and there was a nativity play, and I wanted to be Joseph, right? But I didn't get it. Someone else got to be Joseph, and I remember coming to the conclusion, even that early on, going, well, you know, other people will always just get what I want. I'll never quite get what I want. You know, I can't remember exactly the wording, but I just know that with a sense of, I'll never get what I want. Worse still, I become the innkeeper, which was quite a good job, you know, the innkeeper, kind of important to the story. But the inn was made out of cardboard and the door was stuck on with sellotape. So I turn up for my moment of fame. Yes, I'm about to, my mum and dad are poised with the camera and all the parents are there and enter the innkeeper, stage left. I go on with all my might, I pull the door open and it comes off in my hand. And everyone starts laughing. And I'm like, not having a clue what to do, yeah? And I form the conclusion that it really isn't good being up front as the centre of attention. It's not good being the centre of attention. Fast forward 10 years, I wonder why I'm petrified of reading out loud English class. Yeah? I had formed a belief based on an experience which was driving my behaviours later on. But stay around that time, age 10 or whatever, I fall in love. Oh, she was gorgeous. She was amazing. She just made my heart sing. She was everything. And so I asked her out, and she said yes. 2 days later, she dumped me. And so the belief, people I love leave me, was formed in my brain. People I love leave me. And I started playing that one out. I started creating that reality for myself. You know, everything would be great in relationships. If I meet someone, it'd be like amazing, I'd be fun and carefree and all that sort of stuff. And then the moment she said, I love you, I'd be like, you know, and I wouldn't realise at the time, but I'd start subtly changing my behaviours, behaving a bit differently, being a bit more clingy, a bit jealous, wondering what, if she's seeing anyone, or being, you know, and I'd start being a complete prick. Until I created, not intentionally, but until I created my reality where she left me. Yeah? And so it's amazing how not only do these beliefs get formed, but we then start living them out. And these beliefs, these conclusions, these grooves keep forming in our minds. Just forming in our minds, forming in our minds. Okay? And we can end up with all these kind of grooves in our mind. And what happens is that although this is what we are, this is our true essence, this is what we are, we can start existing out here, on the surface of the mind. Now, Stanford University, the study, I can't remember how many years ago now, but Stanford University found that the average human has between 90 and 120,000 thoughts every day. Yeah? So let's average that at 100,000 thoughts. So that's a lot of thoughts, yeah? Does that seem familiar? Does that seem fair? Looking for a number for what tends to go on? About a thought a second. Okay. Now, most people are engaged and identified with the movement of their mind because they've not been shown any other way of doing it, any other way of living. And so what can happen over time is that we start to identify with the grooves. This becomes our identity. I'm the sort of person who, you know? And we had evidence, and we have a form of identity that, in its by very nature, limits who we are, because who we are is truly infinite. Truly infinite.